You are listening to the Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Happy almost Valentine's Day. Or, as the data analysts are apparently calling it, happy peak of the Q1 emotional revenue cycle.
Huh. That doesn't exactly fit on a candy heart, does it? Be my Q1 revenue cycle.
It really doesn't have the same ring.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was looking at the numbers for tomorrow, February 14th, 2026, and we used to think of it as, I don't know, the holiday where you panic buy flowers at a gas station.
Right. Total last-minute scramble.
But evidently, brands have been tracking what they call relationship signals since early January. It's not a holiday anymore. It's a full-blown surveillance operation.
Well, you get a lot less romance, I suppose, but you get significantly more efficient supply chains.
How so?
I mean, if the algorithm knows a breakup is probable based on your browsing history, it just stops serving you engagement ring ads.
And starts serving you, what, ice cream and solo travel deals?
Exactly.
That is distinctively dystopian. Efficient, but wow. And honestly, that whole shift from guessing what people feel to, well, knowing is the perfect way into what we're talking about today.
It really is.
It's Founder Friday here on The Vocal Technologist, and we are looking at the absolute state of marketing and tech infrastructure in 2026.
And the landscape has shifted violently, hasn't it?
Violently is the right word. We've got a massive stack of research here suggesting, we're in a world where Google doesn't care about your keywords and where growth marketers are essentially extinct, and apparently where people are eating caviar on chicken McNuggets.
It's a fascinating mix of high-tech infrastructure and just very, very strange human signals.
So let's unpack this. I want to start with the biggest machine in the room, which is, of course, Google. For 20 years, if you wanted to build a business, you bought keywords.
Right. You bought best running shoes.
Or cheap accounting software. It was just a direct auction on vocabulary.
Totally. You bought the word, you got the traffic. It was deterministic. Put a coin in, get a customer out.
But the word on the street now and the hard data we're looking at is that the keyword is dead, or at least it's no longer the primary currency.
Oh, it's essentially on life support. The shift we're seeing is toward this intent economy. Google Ads isn't running on the specific string of characters you type anymore. It's running on what the AI infers you actually want to achieve.
Okay, but hang on. Google has been claiming to understand intent for, a decade. How is this actually different from just broad match keywords?
The difference is the layer of inference. So before a broad match, just look for words that meant the same thing. Running shoes equals sneakers. Simple.
Okay.
Now the search has become conversational. It's contextual. If you type in a problem like, my laptop is overheating when I edit video, the AI doesn't just look for those words. It figures out the solution might be a specific cooling pad, and it shows you ads for the solution, even if you never typed the product name.
So it's reading between the lines, it's skipping the search part and jumping right to the solve part.
Precisely. And that breaks everything for the old school marketer. You can't just blast ads based on word lists anymore.
So there's a new model.
There's a model emerging, that focuses on three things: relevance, distinctiveness, and being the default.
Being the default. That sounds incredibly powerful, but also incredibly difficult. I mean, how do you engineer that?
You have to be the automatic choice that the AI just surfaces. Because remember, if an AI agent is answering the user's question, it might only give one or two options.
Not the 10 blue links we're used to.
Exactly. The real estate of the internet is shrinking. We used to have a whole page. Now we might have a chatbot giving us one single answer.
Wow. And because this is so complex, it's not just A/B testing a headline anymore. We are seeing this changing of the guard.
In the job market, yeah. This is one of those interesting nuggets in the pile today, the death of the growth marketer.
I saw that. And the rise of the growth engineer. I want to dig into this because titles change all the time, but this feels functional. It feels like a different job.
It is a different job. The growth marketer of, say, 2020 was the person changing button colors, writing subject lines, running some Facebook ads.
Optimizing the surface.
Exactly. The growth engineer, they're building software.
Okay, so give me an example. What is a growth engineer building that a marketer just wouldn't?
Look at companies like Ramp. They're not hiring marketers to run experiments. They're hiring engineers to build the infrastructure to run experiments.
So instead of trying to push water through the pipe faster,
the growth engineer builds entirely new plumbing systems. They're building custom APIs, automated tools to generate thousands of landing pages programmatically, things like that.
Because the tools have changed, right? These AI coding tools let them just execute on their own. They don't have to wait for the core engineering department.
which accelerates the speed of iteration massively. I mean, if you can build the tool you need to test a theory in an afternoon, you're going to win. You just are.
It's the difference between asking for permission and just doing it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the humans are becoming engineers. But let's go back to the machines for a second. Because if the search engines are now these AI agents trying to figure out intent, how do we actually get their attention?
This is the billion-dollar question. It's all about AEO answer engine optimization. And the signals it looks for are surprising.
I was honestly shocked by the social media data. You'd think an AI like ChatGPT just reads, Wikipedia and reputable news sites.
Far from it. These large language models, they crave human nuance. ChatGPT is citing social media heavily.
And it's specific.
Very specific. Reddit is dominating something like 3 to 4% of all citations in some data sets. But here's the catch. It's citing individual threads, not user profiles. It wants the raw conversation.
It wants the tea. It doesn't care who you are. It cares what people are arguing about in the comments.
That's a perfect way to put it. It sees Reddit as this high-density source of human consensus, or dissensus, really. It wants the debate.
Whereas YouTube and LinkedIn are the opposite.
Completely the opposite. They reward authority. Citations there point to channels and profiles.
So the strategy splits. If you want to be cited for your expertise, you need a LinkedIn profile that looks like an encyclopedia. If you want to be cited for, real talk, you need to be in the Reddit threads.
It's a multi-front war for attention.
Yeah.
And you can't just reuse the content. What works on LinkedIn fails miserably on Reddit.
Speaking of war, let's talk about the inbox. There was a tactical tip that blew my mind about email. For years, designers have made these beautiful, image-heavy emails.
Like little digital posters. And they worked. For a while, they looked premium. But now, AI agents are pre-reading our emails.
This whole designing for the AI inbox idea.
Right. A lot of email clients think Copilot or Gemini integrated into Workspace.
Yeah.
They're summarizing your emails before you even open them. They generate that little preview.
And the problem is, if your email is just one giant JPEG of a shoe sale.
The AI just sees an image file. Now, it can see images, but it's slower, it's more expensive to process, so the quick summary bot often just skips it.
So it can't read the offer, it can't summarize the why. The preview just says image attached.
Exactly. Which is why we're seeing this huge resurgence of HTML emails. Just live text.
So we're going back to 1999 technology to satisfy the robots of 2026.
In a way, yeah. You need live text so the bot can get the joke, get the offer, and summarize it correctly for the human.
That's wild. It's the same logic with FAQs on websites, right? I saw a note here that they're having a huge revival.
Oh, absolutely. FAQ sections are gold for AI search. It's what we call high similarity content. It packs a direct question and a direct answer into a tiny block of text.
It's basically kibble for the AI.
It is. It's easily digestible, and AI has a grounding budget, a limit on how much text it can process. A concise FAQ block is way more likely to get picked up than some 2,000-word essay.
So, right for the robots, so the robots can tell the humans you exist. That seems to be the theme.
That's the loop we're in. But you can't just be robotic, which brings us to the creative side of things.
Yes, let's pivot to the toolkit. We've done the heavy infrastructure, let's talk tactics. There's this idea floating around called rude marketing or savage marketing.
It sounds aggressive, but it's really about authenticity.
I love this. It's not about being polite anymore.
It's about being real. And sometimes reality is a bit sharp. It's about using humor that, punches up.
Like highlighting publicly why people switched from your competitor. That used to be a huge taboo.
Now it's a trust signal. If you say, people switched to us because competitor X is too complicated and everyone knows that's true, you get instant credibility.
It humanizes the brand. It shows there's a person behind the logo who is paying attention.
Exactly. In this ocean of AI-generated, perfectly polite, just bland content, rude stands out. Rude implies a human is behind the wheel.
That's a great point. Rudeness is a Turing test.
Right. AI is trained to be agreeable, so being slightly savage is actually proof of humanity.
And speaking of humanity, another thing that stands out, actually being useful, I want to declare right here the official death of the lid magnet.
The PDF is dead. Long live the satellite app.
Nobody wants your 40-page white paper. I don't want to read it. You don't want to read it.
No, they want a calculator. They want a benchmark tool. They want to know, how much am I overpaying for taxes right now?
And this connects back to the growth engineer, doesn't it?
Completely. Because of those AI coding tools we mentioned, a single marketer can now build a satellite app a free, lightweight tool that solves one specific problem in just a few hours.
Okay, so walk me through it. I'm selling accounting software. Instead of a PDF guide, what do I build?
You build a freelance tax estimator.
Yeah.
The user puts in their income, you give them a number, takes them 30 seconds.
And that tool is the marketing.
It demonstrates value instantly. The user thinks, if their free tool is this good, their paid product must be amazing.
It's utility marketing on steroids. And it's infinitely more shareable than a PDF.
Infinitely. Hey, check out this calculator. It's much easier to sell than, hey, check out this PDF.
While we're on copy, we still have to write headlines for these tools. I have to mention the flip phrase technique. Such a simple hack.
It's a classic pattern interrupt. You take a common idiom and you flip one word to the opposite.
So instead of better late than never, it's better late than expensive.
Exactly. Or don't judge a book by its data. It just works because the human brain is a prediction engine.
It breaks the autocomplete.
It forces the brain to wake up and reprocess, creates a micro moment of focus.
I love that. Okay, speaking of things that are not what they seem, we have to talk about specfluencing.
This is one of the more bizarre trends of 2026.
I read this twice because I thought it was a typo. This is influencers pretending to be sponsored when they aren't.
That is exactly what it is. Creators are tagging brands using the hashtag #AdLook, creating content that looks like a paid partnership. But no money changed hands.
Matt, why? Why would you do free work for a brand?
Stage credibility. If I look like I have a deal with a major brand, I look more established to other brands.
Okay.
It signals I am hireable.
So it's fake it till you make it for sponsorship contracts.
Precisely. But here's the twist. For brands, this is free visibility. But it's a double-edged sword.
Because you can't control it.
Right. If the content is bad or the specfluencer is annoying, it reflects on you even if you didn't pay for it.
But when it works?
It builds trust. Audiences often can't tell the difference. Or they assume the creator just really loves the product. It blurs the line between fan and employee.
Such a strange world. Speaking of perception, let's talk punctuation. The exclamation point.
The most controversial character on the keyboard.
There is actual data on this now. Using exclamation points makes you seem 13.5% more likable and warm.
But, and this is a big but, significantly less powerful and analytical.
So if I send you an email that says report attached, I'm a friendly golden retriever. But if I say report attached with a period,
You're a serious executive who means business.
this is a disaster for my Happy Friday emails. I'm sabotaging my own authority.
And there's a gender dynamic here, too. The research says women feel about 10% more pressure to use them to appear warm,
Wow.
while men feel nearly 17% more pressure to avoid them to appear tough.
So the tactical move is context switching. Exclamation points for happy birthday, periods for here's the Q4 audit.
Exactly. Don't be likable when you need to be competent.
Now, I want to bust a myth. For years, every designer has told me, round the corners on the buttons, it increases clicks.
The famous 55% lift, a UX legend.
And it turns out it's a lie.
It was likely a statistical fluke. New large-scale tests, we're talking millions of users, show the effect is near zero.
Zero.
Basically zero. So if you are agonizing over a 4-pixel radius versus an 8-pixel radius, just stop. It doesn't matter.
That is liberating. Stop obsessing over corners. Start obsessing over, I don't know, McNugget caviar.
Which brings us to the Super Bowl and culture.
This story is my favorite thing all week. McDonald's released a kit with berry, sturgeon caviar, and a mother-of-pearl spoon to eat with chicken McNuggets.
It sounds absurd, but it's brilliant marketing.
It's the ultimate high-low mix.
Yeah, it is. It taps into this mass prestige trend. McDonald's isn't trying to be fancy. They're winking at fancy.
It's playful. And it was inspired by a viral trend, right?
Yes. A $100 dish at the U.S. Open sparked a TikTok trend. McDonald's saw the culture moving and jumped in with a product that lets everyone in on the joke.
Which ties into how the Super Bowl itself is changing. It's not just the TV spot anymore.
No, the TV spot is almost the anchor, but the ship is sailing elsewhere. Look at YouTube's ad blitz. 45% of viewers are seeing Super Bowl content only on YouTube.
That's a staggering number. Half the audience isn't even watching the game on TV.
Or they are, but they're engaging with the ads on a second screen. Brands like Doritos are running TikTok clubhouses, basically second screen experiences.
So the TV is on, but the attention is on the phone.
And that's where the growth engineer mindset comes back. You're not just buying a slot, you're building an ecosystem around an event.
It's fascinating and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I want to end on a slightly more serious note, because with all these cool toys, there is a cost.
The dark side of the AI boom.
We were promised AI would reduce our workload. 4-day work week. But the data, it says not so much.
It says AI doesn't reduce work. It intensifies it.
How? I mean, theoretically, if I can write a blog post in 3 seconds, I should be done by noon.
But you aren't writing the blog post. You're managing the entity that writes it. And that entity makes mistakes.
The hallucination factor.
47% of marketers face AI errors weekly. 70% are spending hours just fact-checking everything.
So you're not a writer anymore, you're an editor. And editing a bad draft is harder than writing a good one from scratch.
It creates a massive cognitive load. Productivity is up, sure. We're producing more content than ever. But burnout is skyrocketing. You lose the flow state of creation, and you replace it with the vigilant state of management.
That's a crucial distinction. We're constantly vigilant, and this is impacting the job market too, this quiet collapse of marketing jobs.
The great stay. People aren't moving. And it's not just the economy, it's because AI is reducing the need for headcount. You don't need 5 junior copywriters. You need 1 senior editor and a really good LLM.
Which brings us right back to the growth engineer. The jobs aren't disappearing, they are mutating.
Exactly. You have to evolve from the person who turns the crank to the person who bids the machine.
So let's wrap this up. We are living in a world of growth engineers, specfluencers, and caviar nuggets. The buttons don't matter, but the exclamation points do.
It is a strange, optimized, and slightly exhausting time to be alive.
It really is. Before we go, what's the one thing sticking in your brain from all this?
We talked about optimizing content for AI agents, the FAQs, the HTML emails, and we know that AI agents are increasingly summarizing all that content for humans.
Right, the summary loop.
So if we're optimizing our content for bots and bots are reading it just to summarize it for other bots, are we just building an internet where machines talk to machines and we're just watching?
That is a terrifying thought. The dead internet theory, but optimized for conversion. Maybe that's what the intent economy really is. The bots intend to have a great conversation without us.
We might just be the bystander soon.
On that cheerful, slightly dystopian note, I'm going to go optimize my Valentine's Day plans with a spreadsheet.
Don't forget the exclamation points.
Never! Have a data-optimized weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.